one of the top players in the class of 2016, is on the move. On his personal Twitter account Thursday afternoon, Demetris Robertson announced that he has decided not to continue my education and football career at UC Berkeley. The Cal wide receiver said he made his decision to leave the football program because of unspecified personal matters. Twitter.com/RSBJ29Hij, Demetris Robertson, at @D_Rob4, June 21, 2018. Robertson will have to sit out the 2018 season when he transfers to another FBS program. He would then have 2 years of eligibility at his disposal beginning with the 2019 season. A five-star member of the Golden Bears' 2016 recruiting class, Robertson was rated as the #1 receiver in the country, the No. 3 player at any position in the state of Georgia, and the No. 13 player overall on 247sports.com's composite board. Robertson's initial recruitment was an unusual one as he didn't sign until May 1, nearly 3 months after National Signing Day, and then stunned the college football recruiting world by picking Cal over Notre Dame and home state Georgia. Given the fact that he's from the state and described personal matters as his reason for leaving the Golden Bears, the Bulldogs will likely be viewed as the initial favorite to land one of the fastest players in college football. At Cal, Robertson, at least initially, lived up to the recruiting hype as he was second on the team as a true freshman with 50 receptions for 767 yards and 7 touchdowns. His 15.3 yards per catch were tops on the team, after catching 7 passes for 70 yards the first 2 games of the 2017 season. However, he was sidelined for the remainder of the year by what turned out to be a season-ending lower body injury. Chad Morris was hired in early December and has already gone through his spring practice at Arkansas but just signed that big new contract with the school this week. The practice of working for a new program but not formally signing a contract isn't new, just ask Texas A. The deal runs through the end of the 2023 season and will pay Morris roughly $3.5 million in base salary, with plenty more available for the head coach to collect in bonuses. Morris will be eligible for up to $1 million in competition-based bonuses and $200,000 in academic-based bonuses each year, and is eligible for 3 retention payments of $500,000 apiece, contingent that no significant NCAA violations have occurred and the program is not on NCAA probation at the time the payments are due in February of 2019, 2021 and 2023. A.D. Hunter Yurachek said he signed the contract last Friday and it was executed with the signatures of University of Arkansas, Fayetteville Chancellor Joseph Steinmetz and new Assistant President Donald Bobbitt this week. Thankfully, there's no complicated buyout structure like there was with former head coach Brett Bielema. If Morris wants to leave for another job, he'd owe $3 million prior to DEC 31, 2019 and decreasing amounts each year afterward. If he's fired by the school before the final day of 2022, he will receive 70% of his $3.5 million annual salary until the end of 2023. If he is fired on or after Jan. 1, 2023, he will take the full $3.5 million he's owed. Funny enough though, according to the Democrat Gazette, his boss still hasn't signed his own deal with the school despite being formally hired the day before Morris was last December. 1 down, 1 to go we guess. Death Valley is staying dry. Clemson Athletic Director Dan Radakovich spoke to the Post and Courier this week and pretty flatly rejected joining the burgeoning bandwagon in college athletics and allowing beer and/or alcohol sales at the Tigers football stadium. It hasn't been a huge topic here because we really don't look at that as something moving forward inside Memorial Stadium. That is on our list of things to get done, Radakovich said. There's a different atmosphere at our games. Alcohol is not sold anywhere at the stadium for Clemson home games, though there are some unique cases where fan can bring some to specific areas prior to game day for consumption after kickoff. The policy stands in stark contrast to some of their fellow ACC schools, as everybody from Pitt to Louisville to Wake Forest have begun sales. There's been significant debate in the SEC on opening things up on the same front, and major programs like Penn State to smaller ones like Fresno State are cashing in on the new revenue stream. It doesn't sound like the Tigers will be joining them anytime soon. Our people in the parking lot have a good time. There's no question about that, Radakovich added. Inside the stadium, I think it's a little different. Mike Gundy and Mike Holder better patch up their relationship because both are set to be in Stillwater a lot longer. Days after the Cowboys head coach and athletic director got into an interesting back-and-forth over the former's recruiting prowess following the latter's comments, Holder received a new contract extension that will keep him at the school through 2021. Oklahoma State Regents have approved a 3-year contract extension for AD Mike Holder. Deal will pay him $950,000 a year through 2021. Jake Trotter at Jake Trotter, June 22, 2018. Gundy himself is signed a year beyond that as part of the new 5-year deal he inked after the 2017 season. The new deal with Holder includes a hefty 6-figure raise from the $644,371 he made from the school last year. There's a point early in his tenure where he was one of the Big 12's lowest-paid ADs, but that story has shifted significantly over the years as OSU's budget has climbed, with the school taking in some $93 million in revenue according to the latest figures. Given all of the new contracts, hopefully both Holder and Gundy will both have a conversation in the coming months to get back on the same page and patch up their relationship, because both are set to be attached at the hip in Stillwater for several more years. Louisville hasn't even started the season and they're already behind Alabama. Well, at least when it comes to their bank accounts. The Louisville Courier-Journal obtained the contracts for the Titans-Cardinals game in Orlando that will kick off the 2018 season for both in September, and found that Alabama's payout is $4.5 million, nearly double Louisville's $2.75 million that they are taking home. The disparity can probably be chalked up to one team being the national champions and a bigger draw for the game itself, but it turns out there's another reason. Nick Saban's side has a few more dollars on their side of the ledger: tickets. Alabama's contract obliges the school to buy 18,000 tickets for distribution to its fans, while Louisville agreed to purchase only 10,000. Both schools will be granted 2 20-person suites, 25 parking passes and 200 complimentary tickets, as well as 1,000 tickets at $25 each for students. While selling 8,000 more tickets could add up to that difference, at roughly $218 apiece in guarantees, it's nevertheless a little unusual to hear of such a large disparity between teams. As the Courier-Journal notes, Alabama received the same amount as their opponent for neutral site games in 2017, 2015, 2014 and 2012. Louisville's game against Auburn also had a bigger payday than what they're getting from the folks in Orlando, but they were on the hook for 3 times the number of tickets back in 2015. Perhaps the smaller ticket package this year is a bit of a sign that even the school itself knows this is rebuilding season for Bobby Petrino, and opening against the defending champs is going to be a steep challenge between the lines.